And let's take the conversation regarding gender-based violence. We have our guest who is joining us live, and that's Oghenerume Igho Juliana. Good morning, Oghenerume, if you're there.
Good morning.
Yes. Now, what integration of policies do you think can be adopted to help curb gender-based violence?
Please, I didn't get that. You said?
Okay, I was asking you what policies or strategies can we incorporate in Nigeria to help us tackle gender-based violence?
Yeah, I think it's time we invest on organizations that actually talk to these women, organizations that help us to reach the younger ones, the organizations that also help us to reach the older ones, to allow them to share their stories. Because, you know, we learn from stories every day. So we need to invest in these organizations. Also, I think our institutions in the country needs to step up. I'm talking about our cultural institution, our religious organizations, every other organization. They need to step up and start preaching this message. I feel the more we talk about these things, the more we sensitize our children, the more we get them to know what gender-based violence is and the harm it causes to the women especially, I think a lot of things will change. So I think that's one of the things we should actually do. We should invest in organizations, invest in people, invest in things that preach messages against gender-based violence. That's just it.
What do you think, you know, were or have been some of the significant strides made so far in terms of tackling gender-based violence?
No, I think these days, if you notice the trend in Nigeria especially, you notice that women are coming out to talk about it a lot. Women are speaking against these things. Women are thriving. Women are trying to be in positions, political positions. They're trying to hold offices. They're improving themselves in tech. And I think it has helped a lot. So it's now a little difficult for you to bully a woman naturally. These days, in Warri, we call it open eyes. Our eyes are open to some truths. We are now so sure of ourselves. So I think we've achieved a lot on that aspect. People are now they talk about it. People, they've been given platforms like this, for example, to talk about it. So I think it has helped us a lot to tackle issues on gender-based violence.
What do you think are some of the challenges or gaps that hinders intervention when it comes to gender-based violence?
The first one I think is an issue will be the family, the units, the family. What's the kind of morals and values we instill in our children growing up these days in our families. I think that's one of it. Then our institutions, especially our religious organizations, because you know Nigerians, we are very religious. We need to step up on that. Then our cultural organizations as well.
Okay, in what ways does Christian aid calls to action in these 16 days of activism against gender-based violence in terms to come up with strategies in curbing the menace of gender-based violence in Nigeria?
Our call to action is to invest in organizations that actually have preventive measures. Invest in those organizations. Invest in practical-based preventive measures that we know can change these things. That's our call to action. We need to invest financial investment, human resource investment, as many investment that is needed to ensure that gender-based violence is a team of parts, everything that can prevent. Now, let's not talk about controlling measures. We are talking about preventive. If we can prevent it in the first place, we will not be thinking about how to correct it or how to change it. So we need to invest in those organizations that that deals with young children, that deals with people speaking out. We need to invest in those organizations. We need to invest resource, our financial resource, human resource, and every other resources that is made available to us.
Thank you so much for your time on the news. Oghenerume Juliana, a gender-based volunteer for NotTooYoungToLead initiative. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.